Hello, my name is Nye. You join me here on this lovely sunny day in the Finale Guitar Studio in Sheffield. Today is going to be a very simple video for complete beginners, how to restring your electric guitar. I've just bought this lovely shiny new Mexican Fender Telecaster, so I will be showing you how to restring it. There's a few things before you start. The first thing is you've got these little pegs at the top here that poke through. You can see each one has a hole through which you are going to put your strings. If you line those little holes up so that they are facing up and a little bit to the left, like these bottom two you can see here are, just make sure all the others are lined up about like that as well. Yeah, it's good. So line them all up so that they're facing upwards and slightly to the left. That will make your life easier when it gets to the stringing part. Next thing to do is get your packet of strings. Take the strings out. You can see I've got a whole load of them here, and line them up in order from the thickest to the thinnest. You can usually do that by the colour codes. If you look at the ends with the balls on, you can see that they've all got little coloured metal circles on the ends, and usually on the back of the packets it will tell you what order those are in. So line your strings up in order from thickest to the thinnest, and then we'll be ready to move on. Once you've got your strings in order, you want to have a look at the bridge end of your guitar, this part here, and see whether you have got the kind of guitar where the strings go all the way through the body, or whether you have got a bridge with little holes on the bottom for the strings to go through. Now, conveniently, because of some bridge swaps on my guitar, it has both, so you can pick. I'm going to go with the all the way through the body option. So if you, like me, you're doing it this way, you want to flip your guitar over, and on the back you will see a series of little holes. So I'm going to start with the thinnest string, the top E, which is going to go through this hole here. So I'm going to take my top E string, and what I'm going to do with it is get the end without the little metal ball on it and just push it all the way through that hole. Keep pushing it through all the way like so until I've gone all the way through like that. And now I'm going to flip my guitar over, and you can see here on this side, here is the string, it's come out through the hole, all is good. Now I'm going to take that string, I'm going to go right up to the other end, up here, and you can see on my guitar there is a little hook here. This little hook here holds the string and prevents it from getting misaligned somehow, and where I pointed my little hole on the top peg so it was facing out that way, I can now simply push the string through that little hole and pull it out the other side. There we go. So I'm going to pull that all the way through until it's more or less tight, and I'm going to hook the string under that little hook and through the top E slot in the nut there. So when it's all joined up correctly, it should look like that, through the top E slot, under the little hook, and going up there, and I'm just pulling this tight to stop it sliding back through with my other hand. And then what I'm going to do is, while holding that other end tight, I'm just going to turn the peg round until my string gets enough friction to hold itself in there. So to begin turning, you want to turn your peg away from you. Away from you is always tighter as you're looking from the front. If you have a guitar that has pegs on the left and on the right of the headstock, then that rule holds for both sides. So it's away from you on the left to make a string go higher, and away from you on the right. So I'm just going to keep turning away from me. With my hand here, I'm holding the end of the string just so it can't slip and go back through, because that would mean I'd have to wind it all up again, which would be a pain. Once you get to about one full turn from where you started, you can let go of that and the friction will hold it in there anyway. So I'm there now, so I'll let go, And I just keep on tightening with your little spool here. Focus in on it. There we go. You want to make sure that the string, when it's winding up, goes around underneath the end that's gone through and underneath where it came through the hole. So you can see here, as I'm tightening up, the string is lower than the piece that comes through, like that. So that is all good. So you can see now, when I twang it, I'm not getting any buzz. It's got to a point where there's enough tension in it for it to make a clear note. Once you get to that point, don't bother tightening it all the way up to tension, just leave it like that. And now I'm going to do exactly the same for the next 5 strings. The second string is going to go under this little slot here. You may find that your guitar doesn't have one of these. Possibly it has more than one of these, depending on what model it is and what shape the headstock is. Should be fairly self-explanatory, that part. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit now to when I've done the next 5 strings. Cool. I'm a little bit ahead now. I've put all 6 strings on. I've tightened them all to a point where I can pluck them and get a note without a buzz on it, but no higher than that. And what I'm going to do now is a step a lot of people skip out, is just give them all a little stretch. Because when you first put new strings on, you'll find that they go out of tune for the first couple of weeks. So what we're going to do is get one hand, put it under the string like so, pull up, not too hard because you don't want to snap the string, but just pull up towards you and give it a good stretch along the whole length of the string. Don't do it too quickly because you will hurt your hands, the heat, you'll burn yourself, as I did in a previous tutorial video. Yeah, so just give them a gentle little stretch all the way along. Make sure you don't pull them out of their slots on the nut at that end. And once you've done it maybe 5 or 6 times, that string is going to be nicely stretched, so it won't go out of tune quite as much when you tune it up. So I'm going to do the same thing for all the strings. I'm using my nails for it because they're really long, and it saves you hurting your fingers. You could also do it with something like just popping a pencil under the strings so that you don't have to burn your hands. That might be an idea. Or a plectrum or something like that. Anything you've got to hand. Preferably something rounded that isn't going to scratch your, possibly damage your strings. So do that for all the strings, give them all a good stretch, and then we'll move on to the next step. So the last step is to get your tuner, or find a note reference on the internet, or use your tuning fork or whatever way you like to tune, and just tune the strings up. I'm going to tune this guitar to standard tuning, which is E, A, D, G, B, E, going from the bottom to the top. From the top to the bottom, the way around that I'm doing it, the top one's going to be E, the second one is going to be B, the third one is going to be G, and then the fourth one is going to be D, fifth one's going to be A, and the last one's going to be E again. So once you've got all the strings in tune, all you will need to do then is clip off all these little flappy end bits. I like to tune it up before I clip the end bits off, just in case something goes wrong and one of the strings pings out of its hole or something. It's pretty unlikely, but better safe than sorry, I guess. And that's it. Once you've clipped your end bits off, you are good to go. You can rock out with your guitar. I'm going to go and have a jam on this brand new shiny guitar of mine. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all for lots more great videos. You could subscribe in the box below. There's going to be lots more useful videos coming very soon. And if you're in the Sheffield area and you'd like to book a guitar lesson at my brand new swanky studio, then just drop me a message either through the Facebook page, which is down below, or through my website, which is also there as well, or leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to make videos about, and I will see you all very soon for more tutorials.